welcome to another edition of the PT on Ice Daily Show. My name is Jason London. I am lead faculty for the endurance athlete courses, so rehabilitation of the injured runner, online rehabilitation of the injured runner live, and the bike fit course. And today what I want to talk to you about is finishing strong, closing the loop. So really talking about that last visit for your patients slash athletes. And I don't know how many of you have had this, but it certainly happens with me, where it used to be I'd have that patient come in for that last visit and they'd be saying they're doing great. And I'd say, you're doing great. See you later. We'll just have a shorter visit today. And I think that's really a disservice to the patient mainly. And definitely it's not a good business move for you as a clinic or a physical therapist. So how do we close that loop and finish strong with our patients? So first and foremost, that last visit is extremely important for the long-term health of the patient. Hopefully on that last visit they are coming in, they're feeling great, they don't have symptoms anymore, but you should really re-examine them, make sure that they've made the strength gains that you thought is necessary. Even if they are symptom-free, they still could have some deficits there. And that can really encourage them to continue on that path of strengthening, as well as really using that last visit as a huge educational tool on what they need to keep doing to continue to be healthy and hopefully not come back into the clinic with the same problem. So, with our endurance athletes, we're going to really educate them on progression of training volume for runners or cyclists, as well as making sure that they're supplementing their running with doing some strength training and some mobility work as well. And so giving them a long-term program for that, or hooking them up with a coach or a fitness professional that can help guide them further on with that. What you don't want to do is have them not come to that last visit and then be trying to do this over email. One, I don't think you can get the points across as effectively, and it's not valued by the patient as much. And two, it's using non-billable time, which it's great that we as PTs are in this to really help people, and we sometimes feel a little bit sheepish about having people come in for too many visits or charging too much for them. But really, this is a business for us as well, and burnout is pretty high in healthcare in general, and certainly physical therapy is no exception, because we need to see a high volume of patients to make physical therapy clinics profitable most times. So, not having that patient come in and then using non-billable time is not a good move for you as just an individual, and avoiding burnout for your clinic. And then certainly, like I said, with the patient, I don't think you can be as effective with your communication and getting the point across. Also, a really important thing is how many of us have had patients who come in, that's an older adult, they have their 3-ring binder full of their physical therapy programs for the past couple decades, and they're still performing all of those PT exercises, which is it's great that they're still involved in the process, but they should not have been performing the same exercises for 20 years. I think they've probably plateaued in that area, and they're using a great amount of time out of their day. Sometimes they're using several hours just to get through their PT exercises that they've been discharged with, and not being able to get out and enjoy life and get stronger and actually get healthier. So really making sure that there's a good plan in place with our patients at discharge. So maybe again with that, doing that final objective exam, looking at their strength or mobility, and even though they're symptom free, it's finding some deficits that they need to continue to work on. Give them a plan on how long do they need to keep working on that. Whether it be they can test side to side with a single leg exercise and seeing, are they getting symmetrical results in terms of the number of reps they can do or the depth they can do, and having them have that as a goal if you're not going to have them come back in at that point. And then, giving them a goal too is like, okay, I want you to do these exercises or continue with these exercises for another month, for another couple months. And a great way to do this is look on the calendar, look at when a holiday is close to that, 4 to 8 week mark, whatever you want it to be, and have them use that as a target. It's going to be easy for them to remember, and having then a plan at that point when they're done with that, your PT exercises, what they're going to continue to do to stay healthy. So they should have just a generalized strength training program on board that you have instructed them in, that they continue with that, whether it be doing double limb stance things to be more efficient. I still am a fan of having them do single limb stance things, especially for runners, to work on that balance and control in single limb stance. So I really like weighted step ups as my single limb stance strength training program for them going on, but having them continue with that and bringing in then the principles of periodization. And writing this down for them, or we use Switchback in our clinic, Switchback Health, which is an app for home exercises, and you can just record it while you're with the patient, but so they have something that they can take with them, because even though it may seem really straightforward to them at the time that you're presenting it to them, the minute they get in their car, they'll say, okay, I'm supposed to do this and this, and what were those other things? So needing to give them a reference, and that just, again, saves you more time in the long run for not having to get those emails regarding that. And then finally, with closing the loop is again that financial piece. So using that time as a billable time and not a non-billable time. And that's really patient satisfaction too, because I think if someone is coming to you for a visit, they're expecting to get something out of it. Everyone's happy, and we like to pat ourselves on the back for doing a good job getting them symptom free, but they're still coming to you for that visit, and they're expecting something out of that. I understand that things get busy, and all of us love to have a little bit of a break during the day, especially when you're seeing back-to-back patients. And if someone comes in, they're doing great, and you can get rid of them in 5 minutes and have, another 25 minutes or 40 minutes, depending on what your treatment times are, to get caught up on notes. That's great, but it's a disservice to the patient. It doesn't finish strong with them, and it leaves them seeking more. So again, today, just wanted to talk about finishing strong with really discharging patients appropriately, utilizing and leveraging that last visit to keep them healthy and going forward, and keep them out of your clinic for the same injury. If it's an endurance athlete, unfortunately, they likely will be coming back to you at some point, or they certainly will be referring friends and family members to you. So you're not going to be losing visits by that. So again, just to recap, do another objective exam, looking at strengths, weakness, and mobility. Make sure you're having a plan to continue to address any of those deficits that you're seeing, even if they are symptom-free, and then giving them a long-term plan for continuing to stay healthy and performing better in their sport, and making use of that billable time to avoid burnout. So thanks for your time today. I know I hopped on here a little bit early, but I think everything is working well for me. Usually the tech with doing this is a little bit of a challenge for me. So hopefully everyone's seeing this great and seeing this well. And come join us for one of the courses, either Rehabilitation of the Injured Runner Live. Our next course is in August in Orlando. Should be a great time. And that's where we're really going to dive in, kind of a comprehensive treatment of the injured runner, with looking at a lot of training errors and how to address those, looking at running form and analyzing that, and some drills to do with that. And then, of course, strength training and looking at the major, most common running related injuries. We also have rehabilitation of the injured runner online coming up here starting this next Tuesday, with our first live meeting the following Tuesday. And that's where you're going to dive in a little bit more in depth on looking at running analysis and running form. And then with the Bike Fit course, we have one more for the year in October in Golden, and should be a great time with that. Again, thanks for your time. Everyone have a great weekend, a great holiday weekend. Get outside and enjoy the outdoors and being active. Thanks.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.